Hi, welcome to the Pole Shift News, the home of the Mathstar Observatory. Guys, you're looking at a still of a video clip that was recently taken here in the UK of a little town called Whilybridge in Derbyshire, not too far from here, about 25 miles away from here, where we are located in central United Kingdom. But the point is, guys, we can learn a couple of things from what's happened here. Basically, what you're looking at is a military helicopter sandbagging up a dam, and beneath this dam there is a town, and all the residents, I believe, and businesses have been evacuated from it because the potential for this dam to completely break and give way and all that water pour out onto the town, flooding it. Like I say, there's two things we can learn from this, and the first thing is that this dam was built in the Victorian times, so it's over 100 years old. And the first thing we can learn from that is this hasn't happened before to this dam. So this is the first time it's happened, so that could give us an indication that the climate has definitely changed, and we are receiving more precipitation even here over the United Kingdom, and as well as everywhere else in the world, as a result of probably a more influx of cosmic radiation. But the point is, here we can learn from two things. We can learn that if we live by these old structures such as this dam, then we are at potential more risk than anywhere else. And the second thing we can learn from this is that the climate is changing, and we are experiencing more precipitation. And proof of that is that this dam has stood the test of time over the last 100 years and successfully done its job as it was intended, but it cannot no longer cope with the demands of the changing climate in this modern era. So two things to learn. First of all, if you do live by these old structures or infrastructures, then you are at increased risk. Secondly, it's proof that the climate is changing, and even here in the UK, and it poses serious threats. I mean, you can see that the concrete slabs, which were really thick, have just been washed away by the amount of water that has come over the dam in recent days here. We've had a lot of rain here over in the UK, so bear that in mind. So there's something else, guys, of greater importance than this. I want to talk to you. I want to leave it in your hands. You make the decision on this. This is your observatory, so it's entirely up to you, but it is important. But before we get into that, I want to thank the people that are supporting this observatory and all the work that we do. We don't just cover the magnetic pole anomaly on this channel, we cover other things. And as you guys probably know, maybe not so much if you're recent to the channel, but we have a global observatory, and we're collecting data from the United States, Hong Kong, India, Australia, and what we're focusing on is the high intensity regions in them areas, or those continents, so that we can keep an eye on the migrating magnetic poles, because as most of you know, we're about 250 miles away from that 40-degree mark, and at that point we are expecting things to escalate a lot more on this planet, because what will happen at that point is the poles will go into their weak field lines and begin their migration from that point on. We're not far away from that, guys, but there's something that's been on the increase that is posing probably the greatest threat to us, and the opportunity is here for you. If you want me to, I can put this into practice like I did with the magnetometers that have gone around the world. I can also put this into practice, and I think it's important. Let me show you what I've managed to get my hands on first of all. So let me tell you what we're looking at. We're looking at a printed circuit board of a muon detector. Muons are secondary particles as a result of cosmic rays inbound into our atmosphere that strike other particles, and eventually they create subatomic particles called muons. And we can detect muons on the ground. If we're detecting more muons on the ground, we know that there's more cosmic radiation inbound in our atmosphere, and we know that it should be, but we don't know at what rate it is. Now, this equipment detects it. The guy from MIT who designed it, I believe he's a graduate now, has put it out as open source, so it means anyone with this schematic that you're looking at can take this to a printed board or a PCB manufacturer and have these made. And I'm going to get some quotes Monday. I know that there's some other components involved in this which are quite pricey. I'll be honest with you guys. If we want to build probably 10 of these, we're probably looking at around about £2,000. But here's what I want to put out to you. If we can raise the money to build them, as you know, we've got a vehicle, a website and YouTube channel with people that are prepared to have these sent out to them, and they will collect the data and send it back to us. This printed circuit is the version 2 of the muon detector. It has an SD card on it as well. I could probably modify it a little bit more at a later date, but I'm just thinking for now, if we got the printed boards manufactured, I brought all the other necessary components, I soldered them up myself, and got some people, probably some of our viewers on our YouTube channel, that would be willing to have these muon detectors in their homes like they did the magnetometers. Then we can collect globally samples of inbound muons, and what this tells us is how much cosmic radiation is actually coming through our atmosphere, and if it's on the increase, these devices will detect it. So it's up to you guys. We've obviously got to raise some cash if we want to go ahead with it, but I think given the fact that we're in a grand solar minimum, which allows more cosmic radiation inbound through the heliosphere into our solar system, firstly, and then secondly, we're in the proceeds of a magnetic pole reversal, which weakens our magnetosphere, which protects us from cosmic radiation. Then the chances are that, and most of us know quite clearly, that the cosmic radiation is on the increase, but we don't just simply know. And there's not many people out there which is telling us from these big organisations exactly how much it is on the increase. So if we can raise the money, I will get the manufacturers to print up this PC board design. I will assemble them, and we'll build probably 5 or 10 of them, and we'll send them out to our subscribers in various countries. And I think the first place we should send these is Brazil and South Africa. And as you know, I'll be sending out very shortly a magnetometer to those regions as well, so maybe that same person wouldn't mind having also a muon detector there as well. So guys, it's entirely up to you. I can't afford to do this on my own. As always, guys, I need your support and your backing. And more to the point, do we want to go to the trouble of doing it? I don't mind investing my time in building these PC boards. We're probably looking from start to finish maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months to have it actually out there. But you obviously realise the importance of having something like this. It gives us an indication quite clearly on the biggest risk, which is cosmic radiation right now, and how much it's inbound, because it has 2 effects. First of all, it's carcinogenic, it causes cancers, it affects the the heart rate algorithms, and also on top of that, it forms cloud seeding particles, which creates more water vapour in the atmosphere. So by knowing how much is on the increase and how rapidly it's increasing, could give us an heads up and maybe enable us to forecast what's going on in the future. So guys, I've done my homework over the last couple of days. I've researched how we can detect cosmic radiation and muons as a byproduct result here on the ground, because the problem is that it's rare really to detect cosmic radiation. We do get it in on the ground, and it's only by sheer luck that it's not managed to collide with any other particle and create subatomic particles such as muons. That's what our cloud generator will be doing, but it won't be giving us a count every hour. What we really want is something more scientific that gives us a count regularly, and you know, something that we can then forecast. If it's on the increase or on the decrease, at least we'll know one way or another. But what we do have uniquely here is a vehicle to put it out with. And that, what I mean by that is we have subscribers, enough subscribers all around the world, which are prepared in most circumstances to have one of these in their home and be part of the Mavstar Observatory. So, you know, guys, I'm just putting that out there. But in order to do that, we've got to raise the money. That's the main thing. As well as raising money to keep the observatory doing what it's already doing. So, you know, it's entirely up to you guys. I think it's a great idea. I think it's exactly where we need to go next, because, you know, everything points to cosmic radiation, not just the magnetic pole reversal. It's important, guys, because when we have a reversal, the magnetosphere weakens even more, and as a result, you know, we get more cosmic radiation, and it's the cosmic radiation that directly affects us. And, you know, as we know now, it is affecting not just, like we saw at the beginning of this clip, you know, the amount of rainfall we have, but also the amount of arable land which is going offline, good farming land which is going offline all around the world as a result of more water and more flooding, and, you know, all the other things that it causes. So I'm just putting that out there, guys. So you let me know. You know, there's a link there if you want to jump in and you know, make some donations. We can start, you know, at least approaching some manufacturers that of the PC boards. We've got the schematics. You know, someone from MIT has done all the groundwork here for us. All we need to do is get it manufactured and build it and get it out there, and we've definitely got the vehicle for that. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. You know, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and, you know, there will be a link there if you want to support what we do here already, and if you want to make a contribution to this possible new project, then let me know. But I think it's where we should be going. That's at the end of the day. So, you know, there's a link there. You can support us on Patreon, or if you want to make a one-off PayPal donation, you know, the link's there as well. It's entirely up to you guys, and of course it's not mandatory. I'll say what I usually do. Bye for now.